Hello friends, hello. I am back with another deck walkthrough. This one is TLC for the soul. So you may not have seen, I did one earlier for Happy Cloud, and I wanted to do one you guys probably may not know as you're listening. Like, I have all these decks of cards. I usually talk about the books, which I don't really talk about them necessarily. The ebooks are out there. These are only some of what's out there on ebook, but I wanted to talk about TLC for the soul right now, and just a little bit about the background behind this one. So you guys don't really hear about this one, or we don't really use this one very much on the podcast, but it holds a special place in my heart, and I really probably should use it a little bit more. There's Happy Cloud, there's Labyrinth of Dragonshire. These are the ones we typically use when we're doing pick-up cards, these two. Sometimes we'll pull bottle caps. I've got so many of them now. I've been collecting even more. They have sayings. Some of them have sayings on them, or I just assign different meanings to them. But as I was saying, and if you haven't seen the other videos, talking about like why I made these decks to begin with, and this one, like, I didn't even know I wanted to create a card deck. I kind of did in a sense, but I didn't know that I would end up like creating more and more and more, which is, I guess, kind of what happens is you kind of get addicted to doing that in a way. Like, if you're an artist or whatever, you're like, oh, I like that. Like, what would happen if I did this? What would happen if I did that? And this was the very first one. It's very simple, and I think I like it because of its simplicity. I did find later that there is somebody else that has a deck called TLC for the soul, but it's TLC in the word for the soul. And I don't really care. Like, we're not marketing, we're not like big boxing these or anything like that. They're on my Make Playing Cards storefront. You know, that's kind of where they're sold. And I wanted a small deck. Like, why did I create this? I wanted a small deck that I could put in my purse. And so I started making the deck small. Happy Cloud is small. The other one I'm going to do, which is Fairy Wing Power, that actually goes with the Kyanite Fairy Wing series. And that is, oh, you guys are getting like a sneak peek of the old cover. This was the cover I made before I changed the cover, so I'm the only one with the original cover art. This is the one that my son said, like, Mom, you could have made that, I could have made that 5 minutes in Photoshop or whatever. I was like, you. Anyway, so I changed the cover on that, and there's a whole video about the backstory of that book. But anyway, we're not here to look at that. We're here to look at TLC for this all. So let me just spread these out a little bit. So I made the decks too to complement each other. So I'll show you here in a minute after I kind of get them laid out. This was the first one I did, and it has channeled messages that go along with it. And I really need to, I guess, upload those to my website. We're in Mercury retrograde right now, and Spirit's like, you have a lot of unfinished projects. This is being filmed in June 2021, and I kind of do have a lot of unfinished projects, but I just want to walk through these because I think another reason I didn't do put the channeled messages up there is because I was like, well, you can intuit them yourself, but I don't know, maybe somebody wants that. This is one I like to see, like, you're in the flow. Let's see if I have any favorite ones from this stuff. Oh, this is one of my favorite ones. Divine Intervention is one of my favorites. You Are Strong. This is the one I don't always like to see. This is like our Patience card or our Divine Timing card. Miracles is a nice one. There's our Twin Flame Union card. Karma, yes. Breathe. Oh, there's another Patience card. So the other one's more Divine Timing, and this is Patience. Health, Shadow, Work, Freedom. These are small decks. I think they're only like 22 little cards. Courage. So I made them in a way that they would complement each other. So I like this, and then when I lay out Let's see if we can get them all here without making a huge mess. I made them this, Happy Cloud is a little bit of a different size, but I like them because I thought when I draw cards, they will, the colors will complement each other on my Ultra Space. That's really what I was working with. And you can see, like, I think you guys that have followed me for a while, like, you can sense what my brand is all about, like all my thumbnails and everything. Like, I have a certain je ne sais quoi. I mean, I don't know. Je ne sais quoi. Just a certain energy that comes from my brand where I think you can look at stuff and kind of go like, I think that's, you know, that's her. That definitely looks like something she would do. So those all kind of look the same. And then I have, like, I did Fairy Wing Power to kind of complement these because they're the same size. This deck is a little bit bigger, and I'm not even here to do this deck, but I just kind of like the way they look together. So let's move Happy Cloud out of the way. Oop, doing my gorilla style camera angles again. I couldn't find a tripod look that I really enjoyed. It looks so static and boring just sitting there, which is probably why I don't like to film as many videos as I used to, because I just feel like it looks so static and boring. But anyway, let me just, I want to draw a card for you guys that are watching this, see if there's a message. I'm kind of closing my eyes and just digging into the pile. Arg! Okay, we got Patience, but look, it's the first card in the deck. So, you know, and the light card and the oneness card are standing out to me. So this is like a light warrior, work your light, or bringers of the light card. This is just having patience with the process. And this is, I think is this the last card? No, I think there's one more. This is our oneness, like our meditation card, or we are all one in spirit kind of a card. So I think whenever you're watching this, the message for you is just like me, like I wanted to work my light. These were made in 2019, I believe. And the backstory there is like, you know, I just didn't know anymore. Like, what do I want to do? I had all these manuscripts and I hadn't done anything with them. And it's like, I just wanted to do something to be of service to people as a light warrior. And since 2015, you know, I was trying to figure out like, what is it I want to do? So maybe this is like a life purpose little mini reading, but I was like, what is it that I want to do? And I really do have to say that it has taken the utmost patience. Because 2015 to 2019, I stumbled around for the longest time trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And then when it all came down to it, this card right here, this is what happened. This is what it all came down to. This is from the Labyrinth of Dragonshire, my handmade deck. What it came down to was fun is required right now. All that I needed to do was know that I wanted to have fun, and it was fun for me to make these cards. It was fun for me to write these books and create all of this stuff around them. It was fun for me to make some of this other stuff. And so if you are kind of, you know, not struggling is not the word, but if you're just out there and you're like wondering like, well, what is meant for me? What is my passion? What is my purpose? Well, it's just something you have fun doing. And it does take a lot of patience to get to that point to figure that out, because I stumbled around like I told you for like 4 years before I finally just figured it out. And I just started like putting the books out there, making the cards, putting them out there in hopes that somebody else would want a little bit of a piece of light and love and high vibe oneness, you know, with them. And that's kind of my intention for all the work that I do. The podcast is fun for me. I try to make it high vibe, informative, and exciting and creative and fun for you guys to listen to. Same thing with all of the stories that I write. Everything that I do has the same intention for it to be healing, uplifting, and empowering. And so if there's anything I'd have to say to you from this, it's like, just follow your heart. Do what you love. My love spell. There's some other things that come out on the podcast. This is a very powerful dragon. He's a dragon stone. Just do what you love. You can see like his little nose, his mouth, his little eye. I got a lot of dragons coming around me. This was a gift, a very special gift from someone. This beautiful soul sister I'm from the shores of the Atlantic Ocean. All right, you guys, that's all I have to say about this deck. Is do what you love, follow your heart, have patience with the process, and you will find your way. So I will see you all again soon in our next episode. Take care.